Hello everybody, welcome back to another tutorial. This one is a request from one of my subscribers. It was on the Surround-A-Bow tutorial. She wanted me to make a tutorial on how to do the poinsettia. And this is what it looks like. I did use the tutorial from the Brilliant Bowmaker book, but I did some changes to it. I will go through what I have done, what you need to do, and how to put it together, and I hope you enjoy this. The supplies you're going to need are green 3/8. I used Offray's Emerald. You're going to need red 3/8. Again, this is Offray. And you are going to need yellow grosgrain. This is again Offray and it's just yellow. This piece will need to be about 10 inches long, this yellow piece. So let me just trim up. This is one of my scraps that I have in my scrap bag. This is why I keep scraps, because you never know when you're going to need just a small piece of something. So the tutorial in the book calls for a 10-inch piece. So that's what we have. With your green and red 3/8, you are going to need the 3.25 inch surround template and the 3-inch surround template. I know you can't read the text because these are very well loved and the writing is fading off of them, but this is the 3-inch and this is the 3.25 inch. These are the two you are going to need. You need to make 2 red with the 3-inch template, 2 red with the 3.25 inch template, and 1 green with that 3.25 inch template. Bring this over just so it's available to look at as we do this. You're going to want to keep your stitches pretty close to the center. As you can see, it really didn't deviate much from the center, and I did glue down the knot on this one. And when I say I glued down the knot, my starting knot, I just took a little bit of hot glue and put a tiny dot in there and pushed the knot down into the hot glue and held it there for a moment. And this just keeps it in place. Let me do the other two. Just show you really quick again. Little dab of hot glue, except I put it too far. That's okay. Push it down into the hot glue like that. Just hold it for a moment. And if you want to, you can use the lighter to clean up the hot glue a little bit. And I have one more to do. Obviously, you're going to need your hot glue gun to assemble all this. You are going to need needle and thread to sew these together. And as always, I use the Coates & Clark upholstery thread solely because this is the strongest thread I have found. It's less likely that it's going to snap on you as you're pulling tight. And like I said, keep your stitches very, very close to the center. Okay, so. Sorry, hot glue strings. We're going to start with the green layer. You're going to hold it in your hand, take one loop. I'm going to bring the loops up and pinch to make a crease. And then you are going to take your hot glue gun and put loops will not cooperate. You're gonna put a little bit of glue right there where you made that crease. And then you are going to bring the loops together again and pinch closed. Make sure that the hot glue sticks. And this is what you will end up with. That beautiful shape right there. And you're going to do this for the rest of the loops. I'm going to show you for the rest of the loops on this surround, and then I will pause and finish off all of the loops before I come back and show you how to put it together. So you bring the loops together and you pinch right there. Make a good crease. Put a little bit of hot glue where you made that crease. Bring the loops together again. And pinch. Make sure that the hot glue has settled. And like I said, you are going to continue with the all 4 loops on all of these surrounds that you have put together. You need every single surround bow with the same shape to it. And last one that I'm going to show you. Alright, so when you're done one surround, this is what it should look like. I'm going to come back when the rest of them are done. Hello, I'm back. It's actually been a couple of hours. I lost power for a little bit, so I apologize for it taking so long, but we are back. All of our tips are glued. We are ready to go. Let me quick sort these into the piles of sizes. I kind of just like push them off the side to my desk. All right, so you're going to start with the 3.25 inch green. Now the normal surround would be like this, but you're actually going to flip it and work with the back. You're going to want to lay that down on a flat surface. And I'm sorry if you can hear noises in the background. I have 3 kittens left living here. We sent one to a new home, but I still have 3 of them, and they are acting like fools. So I apologize. Now that you've put a little dab of glue on the green one, let me zoom in a little bit. Now that you put a dab of glue on there, you're going to take one of the red 3.25 inch ones, lay that on top, but you want to stagger the petals. So if you notice, they're staggered. I don't know quite how else to say this, but each red petal is going between the green. And you are going to keep continuing with this. So you're going to put another dab of glue down. You're going to take the next and last red 3.25 inch one, lay that down, but again, stagger it. Now, the book has you doing all of these in 3 inch, and it leaves it like this. I just think it needs a little bit more beefing up. That's why we are doing 4" on the bottom and, we're doing 3.25" on the bottom, 3, and then 3" on the top. And you're going to keep continuing to lay these down and stagger them, making sure that when you lay it down, you push down in the center like that, because you want it, once it's stiffened, to pop up like that. It gives it more of a flower appearance rather than a bunch of ribbon laid down on top of each other. And the last one, you have to be really careful to make sure that you're rotating them and staggering them. With a lot of red, it's really hard to see, so you have to just take a moment to look with each layer. All right, all of the red and green are glued on. And at this point, we are going to be making the center yellow bit to act as the middle of the flower. And for this, you're just going to need scissors and a lighter and your 10" piece of yellow 3/8. Now what you're going to do, you need to make 3 knots in this, loose knots. I would suggest starting in the middle. I'm so sorry for the noise in the background. So we have our first knot there, as you can see. And you want to keep these knots really close together so that it gives a nice cluster look when you finish it off. And what you're going to do is just go on either side of that center knot that you made, and this is why it's easier to start off in the center. You're going to go and make a knot on either side of that center knot. Make sure to keep it loose. And for the knot, I just roll the ribbon on my finger like this, make a loop, and tuck the end in and just pull it to tighten it, but you don't want it too tight. And if you find that it has strayed too far from where you want it, it's just really easy to pull it open to loosen it, and then pull it tight again. Now you have your 3 knots. You're going to take the ribbon and do 1 knot, making sure that you bring all of those together like that. You're going to take the tails and you want to glue them underneath. So start off with the one that's coming from the bottom. Just put a little dot of glue in there. Push it over and wait for it to set. And then come in with your scissors and just cut off the excess. Make sure to heat seal where you've cut. And then bring the one that's coming from the top side around the back and glue that to the back, bottom, whatever you want to call it. But you're going to glue that down as well. It will help secure this so that it doesn't come loose for whatever reason. Cut off the excess and heat seal that. Now the reason why I said to keep your stitches close to the center is so that when you lay this down, you are guaranteed that it covers. Oops, sorry, I zoomed in too far earlier and now you're like not seeing everything there. When you take your center and glue it down into the center of the poinsettia, you know that it's going to cover the stitches. So now that you have this done, just put a little dab of glue right there in the center and take your yellow knot chunk center, take your yellow center and glue that down into the center of the poinsettia. And there we go. We have a beautiful poinsettia ribbon sculpture. At this point you can fiddle with the petals if you find they're not exactly to your liking. Just rearrange them ever so slightly. And when you are happy with it, I really wholeheartedly recommend stiffening these because as you can see, they're kind of wilted and limp. Whereas if you stiffen it, this is what you get when it's stiffened. So, my new stiffener of choice, because it's really hard in Maine to get stiffened quick for whatever reason. It's actually really hard to get it on Amazon even. I ordered Beacon's stiffen stuff. I will leave a link down below if it's still available. I got 12 bottles of this for just under $60. And if you were to go to Michael's and buy this bottle, it's close to $9 for a bottle. So you're getting it for half price on Amazon. If I can find the link and it's still active, I will leave it down below so that you guys can pick up 12 bottles of stiffener. By the way, this is not sponsored. I just know that some items are getting really hard to find with ye old pandemic. We are all finding that we are struggling to find supplies. So I will leave a link for this down below. And if you are wondering how I stiffen my bows, because I don't think I've ever showed this, I literally just have a cardboard tray. We got drinks in it. Just a cardboard tray. And I've got a cheap dollar store towel down at the bottom. This thing is to the point where if I tried to wash it, it would never come unstiffened. It's just like encrusted in stiffener. I know that doesn't sound very good. But I lay out what I'm stiffening in my stiffening box. Make sure all of your little petals and leaves are where you want them, because once this is stiffened and it sets, you are never moving the stuff again with the stiffened stuff ever. And then just give it a really good coating. This stuff does have a smell, I will tell you that right now. It has a smell to it, but it's not on the finished product. It does dissipate. Just be warned, there is a chemically lingering smell. And don't sit too close to it when you spray it either. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know. But I will let this sit. It takes about an hour to dry. To be perfectly honest, I pretty much just leave it until I remember that I have stuff in my stiffening box, and then I'll pull it out unless I'm working on an order or a project that needs to get done like right away. But I just end up leaving it in the stiffening box until it's nicely stiffened. And then once it is done stiffening, you will have this lovely poinsettia flower that, like I said, once it's stiffened, it's crunchy and, well, I don't want to say crunchy, but I blame Mommy Crafts a lot for the crunchy. She says that. But it's nice and stiff. It's not going to lose its shape. And you can take this and add clips to it. You can put it on a headband. You can even add a pin to the back and make it as a like brooch type pin. If you have a grandmother or older mother who tends to like to wear fancy holiday themed pins, this might be a nice thing for her. But for me, I think I am just going to add this one to a clip. I have a bunch of pre-lined single prong clips. Got these in a swap actually, and I don't normally use single prong clips, but I've been trying to find uses for them because I don't particularly want them to go to waste. Just making sure everything's heat sealed. So for this, to add a clip, all you have to do, I know I've showed how to add clips to stuff in previous videos, but if you're new, just run a line of glue across the clip and add it to the back. Make sure to hold down, but not too hard because you don't want to mess up the nice pretty flower. And there you go. You have a lovely poinsettia ribbon sculpture that was made using just red grosgrain, green, yellow, and these templates. I will try to link the ultimate kit down below, and if I can find the link for just the surround kit, I will also leave that below if I can find them. But yeah, I had a request for this. I hope this helps my subscriber with her questions. Thank you guys for tuning in. I realize this was a bit messy. I do apologize. Just today with losing power, things are just craziness, and I wanted to get this done before I forgot about finishing, and then this just sat in like my tote of projects to be finished that never actually gets finished. I have a small little bin like this. This one just has some ribbon in it, but I have a small little bin like this that you get like 3-pack of these at the dollar store if you actually really like them. But I have a small bin like this that has projects in it that has not been finished. I'm trying to get better at getting them finished, If you are interested in seeing me do some completed projects out of my not finished bin, please feel free to comment below, and I will pick one or two of them to do a couple of videos on. If there are any videos you are interested in, again, please feel free to comment below. I am trying to do videos that I know you guys want to see. So if there's something you want to see, please let me know. Feel free to comment down below if you have any questions. Do not forget to like and share this video, help my channel grow. And if you haven't already, somewhere around here is the subscribe button. Make sure to click that before you go, and then click the bell right next to it. Set your notifications to all so you are notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm hoping to get back on my schedule of once a week. I uploaded 2 videos before this. Things have been really hectic here with ye old pandemic and trying to do remote learning with my son and coping with changes in hours, therefore changes in income. I have had a couple people send me messages and ask me if I have some way that they can support my channel. I am looking into ways I can do that. So if you are interested in supporting my channel, please also comment below so I can gauge how much of an interest there is. But I'm going to try to get back onto a regular schedule. Again, if there are any types of videos you want to see, whether it be character themed or specific type of bow, please let me know. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!